Right, mate, before I get cracking with this rather unusual but hopefully entertaining video that I've got planned for today, I have to inform you of an alarmingly exciting competition that's going on at the moment, mate. This is a good one. If you're over the age of 18, you're a student studying in the UK towards a recognised national qualification, there's a CGI visualization competition going on at the moment. It's sponsored by Domable, hosted by Symmetry, my former employer. But it's giving you the chance of getting your visualization work put in front of judges. And we're talking judges here, the likes of chief designers, visualization managers from Bentley, from Hill Helicopters, visualization houses in the UK, the likes of Zero Light, CGI artists from Swatch Group, and many more. Links in the description. Check that out. Have a read through the rules, the guidelines, the entry criteria. There is an international student award as well, but it is mostly a UK-based competition. There's cash prizes available, probably secondary when it comes to getting your work put in front of judges of that caliber, but it's an exciting competition. Check out the link in the description to get entered into that competition. Right, I did say this was an unusual video. So some of you may know, over the last 7 or so years, since I've been doing the YouTube gig, I also have a day job. And over the last week, mate, the day job has been an absolute horror show. I ain't got time to go into it, but let's just say system issues. System issues. Probably worked knocking on 3 figures in terms of hours this week, and the last thing I want to do is more work. I've got a laptop from Delta Review, a monitor from Delta Review, and Oculus Quest 2 I need to review, and I just don't want to. What I want to do right now is just relax. I want to jump in my simulator and do laps around the Nürburgring in VR. But that kind of got me thinking. A couple of days ago on LinkedIn, my notifications exploded when Pascal, who's one of the product managers for Autodesk VRED, put up a post and tagged me in it. And it was to do with a model that we'd kind of loosely collaborated on. It was the BMW M4 Liberty Walk 3D model that I provided to Pascal a couple of years ago. I modelled the wheels on it, went backwards and forwards on them, gave him a few decals and whatnot. He went off in his direction, I went off in my direction, and he's been experimenting with a few new features in VRED on that model. Adaptive depth of field, importing assets from Maya, a few bits and pieces. But he uploaded his progress a couple of days ago. And that post kind of exploded, and he tagged me in it, and like I say, my notifications exploded. And it just got me thinking. I thought, wouldn't it be nice if I could jump into that BMW M4 and then tool it around the Nürburgring in the Liberty Walk edition? I can, mate. I'm going to do just that.
And so I did, and here we are. Oh, mate, look at that. Here we are at the Nürburgring. The Nordschleifer's BAC Mono takes off onto his track day. We are in the BMW M4 Liberty Walk on a rainy day. Williams FW37 takes off on his track day. Ferrari F40 about to have a blast around the Nordschleife. Mate, you may notice my attire's changed somewhat since the first half of the video. That's because I couldn't complete the video on that day because the feces well and truly hit the fan. Oh, I can't overstate enough how much I do not want to do any work. So this is playtime. Let's just get it cracking. We're just gonna do some. We're just gonna have a blast, mate. Oh, you get yourself. You have some fun in that car, mate. That's what it's for. You earned it. Look at him in his Focus Evolution. Oh, look at this weather. All right, let's have a chat. Because this is an unusual video for the channel. What is even usual these days? Right, we're just gonna take it easy on the outlap. Oh, Schumi's F2004 Ferrari. Right, let's address the gloves. I was wearing gloves. Oh, try hard wearing gloves in this. Whoa, greasy track much? Yeah, look, the gloves. Right, this is a simulator. I'm using a real leather wheel with stitching on the inside of it. My thumbs experience much chafage against the stitches. And look, it blisters the hell out of my thumbs, so the gloves are a necessity. Like, I get blisters through the gloves. That's how bad. Because it's the way I hold the wheel. I sort of position my thumbs inside these like grooves here, and it shapes. That's what the gloves are for. They're a nuisance. I'd rather not wear them. Look at the lightning in the background. It's awesome. And yeah, look, I appreciate as well watching VR content. Oh, Lando Norris in his 2020 F1 McLaren screams past. V6 turbo hybrid. Yeah, VR content's not the best on YouTube. I get that. If it's too uncomfortable to watch, you don't have to let me know. I appreciate that and I understand that. It's just one of the McLaren MP4/4 Senna's McLaren. Oh, well greasy as the day clears up. But yeah, look, this is just me enjoying what I do in my downtime. Normally I would do this just in my own time, you know, offline, and it would never see the light of day on TFI, but a couple of things, you know, a couple of events came together, and I thought, it's something I just, you know, why not? Let's just tie them up, because Pascal's post on LinkedIn showing the M4 Liberty Walk, which is this thing here, so that's what we're in. We're in the Liberty Walk Edition M4. It's not the exact same model as a 787B Mazda tail ends us. Oh, listen to that. But this is the starting point that we took. It's the model that we iterated on for the McLaren P1, and then rendered in VRED. GT3 RS, Schumi's F2004 again. Go on, mate, get yourself away. Come on. These are AI cars. These aren't humans. This is just an AI track day. But yeah, so I saw LinkedIn, Pascal's post on LinkedIn, and I realised I'm connected to quite a few car guys on LinkedIn. People who work in the automotive industry. So there's a lot of people that I'm connected to who are into this sort of stuff, you know, cars, and probably curious to see simulators. And I know a lot of people just in my regular audience are petrol heads and car fanatics. I've spoken to them, I've communicated with them, and they're curious to, you know, they've seen my steering wheel in the background in my videos, and they've been asking me about it, and it's been something that they're interested in. And then in addition to that, obviously Symmetry approached me about the competition that they're running with Domable, and that's got an obvious automotive slant to it. You know, it's a CGI automotive competition for the most part. I'm sure they take entries for other things, but it looks heavily automotive weighted. So all of those factors came into play, and I just thought, look, I'm going to be doing this anyway. Why not? Why not just make a video? I ain't doing a video on something else this weekend. Like I said, I'm done with work for 1 week. So why not just... Oh, Audi. Is that an Audi e-tron? Le Mans prototype? What a track day. What a track day at the Nürburgring. As the thunder comes in. I think it's starting... Oh, that in the background. Atmospheric effects in this simulator are insane. Yeah, it just all came together, and I thought, why not? Why not? And then another side to this, because I know a lot of people are petrol heads in the audience, there'll be a lot of people, you know, that don't know you can do this. Even though it's widely publicized, you know, there's a lot of people doing this on YouTube and in various other sectors, but there'll be a lot of people who don't realize you can jump into a simulator and drive around the Nürburgring or any track you want in the world in any car you want. So if this enlightens somebody to a new world that they didn't know was possible and gets them into a new hobby, I apologize, because it's extremely expensive once you realize it's for you. But you can get into it on the cheap. Obviously, it's the cost of entry is, I would say, medium-ish. You know, if you go for a Logitech or a Thrustmaster set of hardware and then a sort of low-end gaming PC, you can go in on the cheap. As I understeer, track's getting greasy. But yeah, it's something that if you do find that it's for you and you put a lot of time into it like I do, and then you start upgrading your hardware, it can be rather expensive, but it's so rewarding. But this one that I'm in, this is Assetto Corsa on the PC. It's a 7 or an 8 year old simulator. It's been abandoned by the developer because they moved on to other projects, and the community have taken it over, almost made it like an open source project in some respects. I mean, look at this whole starry night sky thing. This is a mod. You don't get this in the core game. The mist off the road, the weather, dynamic weather that I've set up. I've basically got a rolling weather setup where it's going from just thunderstorm to clear on a 1 minute cycle, which is totally unrealistic, but it's just super immersive. That's a mod. That's not in the core game, you know? The cars, this Liberty Walk mod, is made by someone just in their free time. And you can do that, you know, if you find that there's a car you really want to drive in virtual reality, you'll never experience in your life. If somebody else hasn't done it, you can CAD model the car, bring it into this simulator, and drive it around. Oh, look at the cabin light up from the headlights behind me. That's insane. The stitching lighting up on the steering wheel. Oh, it's so immersive. I was going to let him past. Go on. So yeah, you can bring in any car you want. It's a process. You know, I could have brought in the exact model that we used in VRED, but yeah, I don't have the time to go through the mod creation process. You know, it's like anything. You can do it a good way, or you can do it a bad way. And I don't like doing things a bad way. So I just thought I'll use the stock Liberty Walk mod that was available. Oh, this is so... Look at the light show, the laser show in the background of that campsite. When this track goes into night, all the community aspects of the track just come alive. The light shows and... Oh, the sounds... Wow. The crack of thunder in your ear. This Valve Index headset has insane audio. It just adds a level of immersion that you just would never get with the likes of an Oculus Quest 2, which is a good starting point if you want to get into VR simulators. The Quest 2 is just fine, but you don't get this level of audio. You know, you can pipe it into your own audio system if you want to, obviously, if you've got a decent external audio system. But these headphones are immense. I can't see a thing here. I can't see a thing. Okay, Salisbury. Hope you're insured. Can't get away. Okay. Just upended a BAC mono. Huracan Performante. Whoops. Apparently, so I've heard, like, I've got no way of verifying it, but that sky, the constellations, I mean, I've increased the density of the stars and whatnot, but constellations, the position of the moon and the sun is all accurate with regards to the position of the track, like the geometry of the track, or the geography of the track, I should say. And the date. Oh, look at the reflections. But if you're wondering, like, what's the big deal with simulators? Like, surely it's just so dull and, like, empty, and it can't replace driving a real car. Well, obviously you can't replace driving a real car, but there's... I guess I'm preaching to the choir here for people who are into this sort of stuff, but there's aspects of the hardware that do a very good job of replacing sensory information that you lose when you're driving a real car. So obviously, if I'm screeching around the Nürburgring like this and drifting in the wet in a real car, you can, with your body, you can feel the car sliding laterally, and you can feel when the car loses grip. You can feel when the car's ABS kicks in, for example. You can feel the car's wheels spinning, whether it's front or rear wheel drive. You feel that in the car's chassis coming up through the seat into your backside. You don't get that in a simulator. So what happens in a simulator is the simulator itself sends... Okay, it just upended me. BAC mono drivers. Wow, what a bunch. Let's drift around here. Okay, a bit too greasy. Yeah, the simulator sends information through this wheel into your hands, which are supposed to replace what you would otherwise have felt in a real car. Like, for example, if I'm doing 200 kph here, if I slam on the brakes, the ABS is kicking in now, so I can feel the wheel sort of vibrating as the wheels are juddering under the forces of the ABS. If I'm doing a drift, obviously what happens in a drift is the weight of the car loses grip, and all the weight of the car is sort of sliding in one direction, and as the car straightens up, the car's weight sort of evens out and changes direction. And that force is then sent through the wheel, and you can feel... I'm just not paying attention. And you can feel you can feel that through this wheel. It's all to do with the tension of the forces in the wheel. If you go over bumps, suspension going up and down in the car, you can feel that. I don't know if I can slowly... You can see the wheel very slowly. I've got the forces turned down at the moment, just whilst I'm recording, but if I go over this curb, you can see as the suspension went up and down like that, the wheel sort of moves. As with what your car would do. As the car hits the deck, your wheels would kind of do that. So yeah, it's sending information back through to you, interpreting what the car would do, and letting you know what the car's doing. Which, in a competitive scene, you obviously need that kind of information, but when you're just messing about like this, it's just an extra level of immersion, just to make you feel entertained and engaged and immersed with the simulator. Oh, it's just so much fun. Right, let's give it some beans. But yeah, oh, look at that sky. The majority of this is mod content. This is Assetto Corsa on the PC. Assetto Corsa is available on consoles, but just stay clear of that, mate. It's an absolute nightmare on the consoles. Console gaming is not really simulators. You know, this is not Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is not a simulator. Forza is not a simulator. They're just arcade games. You know, this Assetto Corsa is widely considered to be the best simulator ever made on PC. It's highly regarded. It's showing its age, but the community of modders are keeping it alive with these graphical updates and these system environmental updates. And you can pick it up for as low as £3 in a Steam sale now. It's such a good... And the things that it simulates just blow your mind. You know, then the track gets wet. It simulates things like your tyres getting greasy, brakes cooling down, suspension layouts, and obviously you can tune and configure your car. It kind of goes without saying. Boom. Temperature of the road, temperature of the environment, wind direction. You name it. If it's something that can affect the way the car behaves, it's generally simulated in here. So this is just an absolute scream. I'm just having a blast. Sometimes I just like coming in here and hearing the cars scream past me. It's just so much fun. Oh, the thunder and the lightning though. The M4 probably wouldn't be a car that I'd choose myself to go around the Nürburgring. I actually own an M4 in real life. Next time, F40, that's nice. I'd probably go around in that. So in some ways, I'm kind of driving my own car on the Nürburgring right now, which is a surreal experience. But yeah, it's a pretty true to form tribute to the M4 generally. So it's the Liberty Walk edition. Liberty Walk are a Japanese tuning house. They take street cars and then tune them up, style them up. I don't think this mod is being edited in terms of its performance. I think it's pretty much stock. The 0 to 60 and all that's fairly true to life to the real car. I've got the M4 Competition Pack convertible. 911 RSR. Oh, this is so immersive. I just spray on the windscreen. You can even see the... I'm lifting my hands. I'm thinking my hands are going to come off the steering wheel. You can see the rain on the windscreen as you turn the car. It starts to move. Like it's got water physics on the windscreen. It's just crazy. But yeah, this pretty decent replica of the real car. The audio tones of the engine, okay, not brilliant. BMW pipe a synthetic sound into the cabins of the current M cars, and yeah, it's echoes of truth to the sound but it's missing some key characteristics of an M car that you would normally get, like the burbles of the exhaust on deceleration are missing. That's something that defines an M car. In the interior that you're actually sat in, that you look at, sure, you know, you can tell it's been modelled and textured by someone who's not a BMW enthusiast. Like, that texture on the seat there, no idea what that is. No M car's got that. The iDrive wheels, way too small. That's taken from a standard 3 Series. But aside from that, you know, unless you owned one, you would never notice it. So I guess that's the point. So they've done a really good job with it. Overall, it's very believable sat in here. The handling, you know, it does feel a bit floaty, but then I guess that's where you've lost the feeling of being in the car. You know, it probably is quite accurate, the handling, to the real car. But because you don't feel the car yourself move, and the G-forces being put on your body, you lose that sensory information. So it instantly feels different there. Sun comes up. Might see a decent sunrise somewhere. So what I'll do, well, it'll do for the video. I'm cracking on, mate. I don't know about you. Oh, look at the clouds coming in. I've just BC again. Bloody mono drivers. What a bunch. So yeah, that'll do. Don't forget the symmetry competition with Domable. If you're into renders and visualization, CGI, and you want your work judged by some pretty decent, fairly high caliber judges, then check out the link in the description for the Symmetry and Domable competition. That's running through at the end of July, I believe. Wow. We're not keeping to the right. I've never been at the Nürburgring. I don't know what the rules are. Not that the AI are following many rules. So yeah, check out the link in the description for the Symmetry competition. Let me know in the comments as well if you guys are in any driving simulators. This is something that you guys are into. I'm not going to carry on doing this on the channel, obviously. This is just a one-off. But I was curious to see if anyone else is into this sort of stuff. Race Room's my other simulator of choice. I use this Assetto Corsa when I'm just doing this, chilling, having a bit of fun. Race Room is what I do when I'm going super competitive. I've got several world records on the Nordschleife leaderboard in Race Room. For example, like I don't know if anyone watches Jimmy Broadbent, for example. He did a Dan Camish challenge on the Nordschleife in a BMW M4 DTM car. Dan Camish being a British touring car driver in the current championship. And they challenge each other around the Nordschleife in Race Room, which is a hardcore simulator. Like, there's no weather effects. It's super, super, super serious simulator. And then I jumped in as I slide into a wall. And yeah, I won that. Top of the leaderboard in that. But that's Race Room, that's super serious. Assetto Corsa is just messing about. But anyway, that'll do. Thanks very much. Hope this was entertaining. Look at just look at that. The levels of realism when you're in this. It's amazing it's not ray traced. Look at the trickery. That's got it to reflect those puddles off the environment. The greasy track. Alright, thanks very much. That'll do for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, check out the Symmetry competition link in the description. And I'll see you in the next video. Toodles!